Hello, you're welcome to today's class. Our topic today is Hello World. In this class, you are going to learn to create and animate sprites and make them interactive using events. This class is specially designed to prepare you to create simple programming projects in Sprite Lab. So this means that at the end of today's class, you should be able to create an interactive animation using sprites and events. You should also be able to create new sprites and assign them costumes and locations. Now, listen to a brief introduction on today's class.
Hi, my name is Erin and I'm a software engineer here at code.org. I'm so excited because I got to work on the tutorial that you're about to do. We call it Hello World. Hello World is a famous phrase in computer science, and displaying that phrase is a common first step in learning computer science. Over the next hour, you're going to get started with computer science by programming in Sprite Lab. Sprite Lab is a tool you can use to build imaginative and fun projects. You'll see that your screen is split into three main parts. On the left is the play space. This is where your sprites will show up. Sprites are objects on the screen that you can interact with, like a character or item in a story or game. This middle area is the Toolbox. New blocks of code will become available in this space as you go through the lesson. The space on the right is the Workspace. You can drag blocks out of the Toolbox and into the Workspace to build your program. The instructions for each level will be up here at the top of the screen. If you want a hint, click on the light bulb. To start off, let's make a sprite. This block lets you give your sprite a costume and a location. Costume is the word we use to describe a sprite's appearance. To change the sprite's location, you can click the pin icon in the location block. And then, click where you want it to go. Now, let's have the sprite introduce itself. To make the sprite say something, use this say block and add it to your program. Make sure that the costume selected in your say block matches the costume in your sprite. When you press run, the sprite will say whatever text you tell it to. Now it's time to get started with Sprite Lab and see where your imagination leads you. Now that you've learned how to use Sprite Lab, you're going to want to make your program react when someone plays with it. To do that, you're going to use events. An event tells your program to listen for something to happen and then react right away. Some examples of events are listening for a mouse click, an arrow button press, or a tap on the screen. Blocks like when clicked are called event blocks. The code connected to an event block runs when the appropriate action is detected. For example, if I attach this say block to the when clicked event, my sprite will say something when the user clicks or taps on it. Notice that event blocks don't snap into your main program. Instead, they create little programs of their own. If you have multiple sprites, you can use additional events to tell an interactive story.
Hello, pizza.
Avocado, my friend.
You'll soon be learning how to do even more in Sprite Lab, including changing the size or appearance of a sprite, setting different backgrounds, playing sounds, and more. What do you want your sprites to do when someone interacts with them? It's up to you. Congratulations! You've just learned the basics of computer science. Now you can use Sprite Lab to create whatever you want. You'll see a button that says Costumes. When you click on it, you can choose new sprite costumes from a library. You can also draw your own. Once you have a costume you like, go back to your code. Now, select that costume for your sprite. If you look in the toolbox, you'll find some brand new blocks that you haven't seen before. For example, there are lots of behavior blocks that will allow you to get your sprite moving in fun and interesting ways. You can use the When Touches event block to control what happens when two sprites bump into each other. Look for the Create Effect block. This powerful block can be used to make a whole bunch of sprites that burst, or pop, or rain on command. Have a look around and try experimenting with these new blocks and features. At the end of the tutorial, click the Share button to share a link to your creation with your friends. You have all the powerful skills you need to start developing apps, games, and other new programs in Sprite Lab. Use your new powers for good. Be kind and respectful, just like you would if you were creating something on paper or talking with a friend. So, what will you create? You could tell a story about yourself, or make one up with your own special characters. Maybe you'll even use your new computer science skills for your next school project. Stretch your imagination and have fun.
So today, we are learning a new meaning for the word event. Normally, when you hear event, we think of a field trip, a competition, or a birthday party. In computer science, event is an action that causes something to happen. So, whenever you are asked to define event in computer science, event means an action that causes something to happen. Let's focus on events that cause other actions to happen. Here we have a series of events. For example, when you flip a switch, the lights turn on. When you tap on a device, an application starts. When the alarm goes off, you get out of bed. These are examples of events. So today, you will work in Sprite Lab using events. And the events you're going to work on will be more like the video games that you're used to playing. You are going to be writing codes to build your program. And what do we mean by code? Code is a set of instructions that the computer can understand. So now we are going to head over to the Code Studio to create an interactive world using fun characters called sprites. So this is Hello World on the Code Studio, and this is puzzle 2. And it says, Hello World, I'm a sprite. Use the say block to make me say whatever you like. Drag a make new sprite block into the workspace and connect it under when run. Connect a say block under a make new sprite block. Always start by reading the instructions on each puzzle before attempting it. So now I'm going to take my make new sprite block and attach it to my when run. And then I'm going to take the next one, which is the say block. Okay, now make sure that the costume is same on each block. You can change the costume if you want to any other object you like. But make sure that the costume is same on both blocks. Then after you're done, you hit the run button and watch your program go. Ta-da! And this is puzzle 3. The instruction says give each sprite a different location. Click the pin on the location block to move sprites to different locations, and then press run when you are finished. Puzzle 4 says, let's chat. Make your 2 sprites each say something. Add code to make each sprite say something, and then press run when you are finished. So now we're going to add something, or we're going to make our sprite say something. Remember, we're making the 2 sprites here say something. This brings us to the end of this very interesting class. Now you head over to the Code Studio and complete your puzzles. See you in my next class. Bye.